There is a hidden habit that silently drains your power. It doesn't shout, it doesn't look like weakness at first. In fact, society often praises it. That habit is over-explaining yourself. Every unnecessary justification, every long defense, every time you try to convince people you are right, you give away something valuable: your authority, your confidence, your quiet power. Today, we are going to talk about the quiet power rule, a rule followed by leaders, calm minds, and unshakable personalities. And once you understand it, you will never feel the need to explain yourself again. Let's start with the truth. People don't explain themselves because they are wrong. They explain themselves because they are afraid. Afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of being disliked, afraid of being judged, afraid of losing approval. From childhood, many of us were trained to explain. Why did you do that? Explain yourself. Give a reason. Slowly, the mind learns a dangerous lesson. My actions are not enough. My decisions need validation. My silence is suspicious. So we talk, we justify, we defend, we overshare. But confidence does not come from convincing others. Confidence comes from self-trust, and self-trust is silent. Here is something most people don't realize. The more you explain, the less powerful you appear. Why? Because explanations signal doubt. Not always doubt in facts, but doubt in yourself. A calm, grounded person does not rush to defend. They don't panic when questioned. They don't chase approval. They know this truth. People feel strength before they understand logic. Confidence is felt, not argued. When you explain too much, you hand control to others. You say, without words, your opinion decides my worth. Quiet power says the opposite. I know who I am. I don't need to convince you. Silence is powerful because it reveals. When you stop explaining yourself, people start explaining themselves to you. They feel uncomfortable. They fill the space. They expose their intentions. Why? Because silence removes control. Most people are used to reactions. They expect emotional responses. They expect defenses. Silence denies them that satisfaction. A calm pause says, I am not threatened. I am not rushed. I am not seeking validation. And that unsettles insecure minds. Let's make something clear. Not explaining yourself does not mean arrogance. Arrogance is loud. Confidence is quiet. Arrogance says, I am better than you. Confidence says, I am comfortable with myself. Quiet power is not about disrespect. It's about self-respect. You still communicate. You still speak when necessary. But you stop performing. You stop proving. You stop over-justifying. You speak with intention, not desperation. Let's talk about real life. At work, in relationships, in conflicts, in criticism. When someone misunderstands you, you don't rush. You observe. Not every misunderstanding needs correction. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you don't defend immediately, because defensive energy lowers your position. Strong people listen, weak people react. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response. Here's a harsh truth. People respect boundaries, not explanations. The more you explain your choices, the more people feel entitled to judge them. You teach people how to treat you. If you justify everything, you invite opinions on everything. Quiet power draws a line. This is my decision. I don't owe a story. And surprisingly, people respect that. Look at powerful individuals. They speak less. They pause more. They choose words carefully. Few words, clear tone, calm delivery. No rush, no panic. Because authority does not shout. It settles. The quieter you become, the louder your presence feels. Over-explaining is emotional leakage. It happens when emotions lead decisions. Quiet power comes from emotional mastery. You feel anger, but don't spill it. You feel fear, but don't obey it. You feel insecurity, but don't confess it. You pause. You breathe. You respond, not react. That pause is power. Words convince. Actions confirm. People may doubt what you say, but they believe what you consistently do. When you stop explaining and start living your values, people adjust. No argument required. Consistency creates authority. Silence supports it. Silence is powerful, but wisdom knows balance. Speak when clarity is truly needed, boundaries are crossed, respect is required, truth must be stated. But even then, say it once, say it calmly, say it clearly. No repetition, no pleading. Your calm delivery is the message. Many people explain because they fear this. What if they misunderstand me? Here's the truth. Some people will misunderstand you, no matter how much you explain. So stop trying to control perception. You can control character, not opinions. Quiet power accepts this reality. Self-respect doesn't announce itself. It doesn't argue. It doesn't beg. It doesn't overshare. It stands. It observes. It decides. And it walks away when necessary. The moment you stop explaining yourself unnecessarily, something changes. Your voice becomes calmer, your posture improves, your energy stabilizes. People listen more, interrupt less, test you less, because you no longer negotiate your worth. Practice this daily. Pause before responding, remove unnecessary words, speak slower, say less, mean more. Let silence work for you. You don't need to explain your vision to those who don't see it. You don't need to justify your growth to those who fear it. You don't need permission to become powerful. Quiet power is not weakness. It is controlled strength. Stop explaining yourself.